How's it going, everybody? I wanted to do a tutorial today on something I found the other day that I was really surprised and blown away at all the features that it actually has. For the longest time, I've been searching for a way to share my content from my server to all my Kodi boxes without having to, manually go into each box and, update the library and stuff like that. I came across Emby after being on Reddit. Someone had mentioned it, and I was actually, pretty impressed of what they've done so far and accomplished. If you're unfamiliar with it, basically, when you're watching something, say in the living room, and whether you finish it, if you finish it, it will mark it as watched in Kodi. But you go to the bedroom, and it says it's not watched. So something like this will help kind of sync all the content of what you've watched. It will help sync all your media. So when you add something new into your media, it automatically gets picked up by all the devices, and you're not finding yourself having to manually update your library every time you open up Kodi. It's been great so far. It is kind of think relatively new, so there might be some bugs. One of the things I was really surprised at was that the amount of options they provide. It's not just for Kodi. They have stuff for like Roku's, and they actually have an app, I believe, for the Amazon Fire TV. But you can install it on your iPhone or your Android, your Windows phone, I believe they have, and they even have an app for if you have a Samsung Smart TV. So I've already installed it on Windows. My home computer is Windows. I've got a whole bunch of hard drives attached to it. It's a pretty terrible setup, but it's probably the easiest way to do it after fooling around here. I'm going to try and show you how to do it with a Mac, or at least run you through how to set it up. It is very straightforward though, but if you're looking for a Windows tutorial or just something in general to fall back on, check out the link I provided in the description. It's a lot more in depth than what this video will provide. So to get started, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the Emby website, which is emby.media. You'll want to click download. You've got to download two things for Kodi setup. The first thing you got to do is download a server, obviously, if you don't have one. So I've already downloaded it for Windows, but I'm going to try and do this on a Mac. So I've downloaded it on Mac. I've kind of got the ball rolling here as I am winging this. So once you click this, you'll be brought to this page where it gives you installation instructions. You'll have to do a couple things with your host file, which they've provided. It's very straightforward. You'll download and run the installer, and then once everything is said and done, you'll be brought to the Emby setup page, which looks like this. So in my tutorial on my website, I've provided some images and some step-by-step stuff, but it is very straightforward. If you've installed a program before, then you're not going to have a problem doing this. So the first thing we want to do is, choose our language, hit next. You can put in your first name or your nickname, whatever. I usually use this empty. Click next. You'll come to your set up your media library. So you'll want to add whatever content you have saved wherever it is. So obviously, in my case with my Windows server, I have a bunch of shares and a bunch of hard drives and stuff like that. So to do that, you just click the plus sign there. You'll be brought to this pop-up box, which you can choose content type. In this case, I'm just going to choose movies and hit OK. And then you should see a little movies box here. You can open and close it. You'll want to do the same thing. Add, if you got TV shows, do the same thing. Same thing. Add TV. I'm not going to do that right now. So basically, once you have movies and TV box in here, so you want to add the locations of where it's saved. So just to do that, you just click Media Locations. Click the plus sign. So I'm on a Mac. I don't know exactly what the file structure is half the time with them. Let's just see. So I think it's, whoops. I want to go to users. I don't have any content on this machine, so I'm just gonna say my default Mac movies folder. So I'll just click OK. So now you'll have some content in there. Obviously, you want to add every movies folder in your movies box and every TV folder in your TV. So click next. You'll come to a configure settings. Now, I had problems the first time I tried to install it on Windows. I chose not to download artwork and metadata as I had thought that I had saved that from being a Kodi user for so many years. But instead I decided to download the artwork and metadata from the internet and I actually decided to save that artwork into those media folders for future reference so I didn't have to do it again. So I checked those two boxes, and then I simply just click next. You accept the terms of service, click next, and you're done. So we'll click finish, and I'll quickly show you what it looks like. So once you click finish, you'll be brought to the Emby screen. All you have to do is click on the user that you'd set up in the setup there, and this is the kind of the home screen of Emby. You'll see that the server's up to date, it's running and stuff like that. You'll notice down here when you open it the first time, it's scanning my media library. It's probably not going to find anything because I had a bunch of junk in there. But once that's done, then you're basically ready to go. Everything should be kind of done. If you've got a big library, you're going to have to let this sit for a bit. So maybe go have a Coke, maybe a smile, and have a good time. One thing to check out though, like you can play around with this. The nice thing about it is in the home menu here, you can go to your metadata manager, and it should take you to, I don't know if it will on my Mac because I don't have any good content in there, but basically on the left hand side it should show you all the, sorry, there we go, over there. It'll show you your movies, so you can hit your drop down, and this is kind of all the crap I have in that folder I just added. So you can just click that, and you can, it should automatically populate it, but if you need to change anything or want to change anything, you can do it in here. Same thing with images. You could add any images you wanted and put it in there. So that's just for something to play around with if you're interested. Basically, once you've kind of got the install done and you've added your library, you're basically done on this end. You're not going to have to really do a whole heck of a lot. The next step, obviously, is to add it for Kodi. So before we go into Kodi, the next thing we got to do is go back to the Emby website. We got to go to download, and the next step, we installed the server, so we got to do the TV apps. So like I said, there's tons of crap in here that you can use. So we're just going to do download Emby for Kodi. And you're going to have to install this the old-fashioned way because they don't have an online repository like Fusion does with everything in there. So just click download, click the repository where it says download, save it somewhere that you obviously know. And once that's done, we simply just open up Kodi. So in Kodi, it's like any other add-on we want to do. So we want to go to System, click Enter. We're going to go down to Add-ons. And we're going to install from zip file. So I believe this will be in my downloads folder. Right, okay, so there's repository.emby.kodi, so we just click OK, and I should get a notification that it's enabled. It's going to run through some checks. So the next step after that is from this screen we go this time to install from repository. So we want to go to Kodi Emby add-ons. I believe it's in a bunch in music, whatever. I usually just go to video add-ons, and there's Emby. So click that, click install, and it should fire up right away. So the nice thing is, as you'll see here, this is coming from, I believe, from my Windows server. So I'm just going to click yes. It does automatically pick it up wherever you've installed the server, which is really nice, so you don't have to do any kind of tweaking or changing text files or whatever. So just click yes, select the user, and it'll give you welcome. And as you see now, it's processing all the movies. That's basically it. I mean, I'm not going to let this run because it's going to take forever because of all the content, but that's all you have to do to get it running. Like I say, I haven't played around much with some of these other things on here. I'd definitely be interested to hear what you have to say in the comments for people that have. And again, this is still relatively new, so it's only going to get better. So if it's something that you're interested in, I highly recommend that you check this out. If you have any comments, questions, whatever, be sure to drop a comment and let me know.